Hi, hello, and how are you? How are you? How are you? Hi, hello, and how are you? How are you today? I hope you're fine, I really do, really do, really do. I hope you're fine, I really do. Hope you're fine today. สวัสดีค่ะ สบายดีไหม Hello, how are you? It's me, Miss Stephanie, back again for some more story time and fun activities. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Usually you have my story time by now, but I was running late with my schedule, so I apologize. I hope you forgive me. Anyway, you know I'm not gonna miss story time though, because the more we get together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. Oh, I love that song, don't you? And I love it when I sing it the original way, which is the more we get together. But my favorite way to read it for story time, my favorite way to sing it for story time is this way. Ready? Here we go. I meant to sing it like this. The more we read together, the more we read together, the happier we'll be. Read big books, read small books, read short books, read tall books. The more we read together, the happier we'll be. Ooh, I made a mistake and sang the other song earlier. Whew, that's what happens when I'm late, I guess. But anyway, if you'd like to sing it with me this time, do the motions with me, get a little bit of some wiggles out. Ready? You are? Great. Here we go. The more we read together, the more we read together, the happier we'll be. Read big books, read small books, read short books, read tall books. The more we read together, the happier we'll be. Oh, ขอบคุณค่ะ That means thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry. That means thank you in Thai. If you have not been here before for this story time, I live in Thailand. So sometimes I'll put in a word in Thai to teach you something about another culture. And so I just said khap khun ka, and that's how you say thank you in Thai. So anyway, thank you so much for helping me sing that song together. It really does make me so happy to be together with you to read books and do activities. Well, today I do have a question for you. I always seem to have a question for you, don't I? My question today is, I would like to know how many of you, well, no, let me do it this way. I would like to ask you to do something first before I ask your question. If you will all please turn on your brain and think of your friends. Just think of your friends. They could be friends that live close. They could be friends that live far away. They could be family friends. They could be cousins that you consider friends. They could be, however, your friends. So I'll think too. So I'll think of my friends. You think of your friends. So let's get our thinking on. Ooh. Okay, when you have your friends in your brain and you're thinking of people that you consider your friends, give me a thumbs up. Okay, so maybe. I've got it. So that's why I have a thumbs up, because I got it. You guys, you have your friends in your brains? Oh, good. Okay. Okay, good. I see a lot of thumbs up out there. Good thinking, by the way. I saw you guys really thinking hard. Okay. Well, the reason I wanted you to get thoughts about your friends in your brains is because now I have a question for you. How many of you, sorry, I had to look at my notes real quick. How many of you have a friend that you thought of? It's here in your brain right now because you were thinking of them just a second ago. How many of you have a friend that you thought of that you just love to hang out with all the time? And when I say hang out with, I mean be with, like play with, do things with a lot. If you could choose, you would do things with this friend every day probably if you could. Some of you are like, I do. I thought of a friend like that. I have a friend like that. And some of you are like, not sure. I'm thinking still. Well, I do. I have a friend like that too. And so if you're thinking of that friend, so think of that friend now. So just think of the friend that you really, if you could, you'd do things with this friend all the time, every day, if you could. Like, it's the friend you always ask your family, like, can I please go see this friend? Can I please call them? Can I see them? Can I please go over? Can I spend the night? All of that. Or can they come over to our house? That kind of stuff. Think of that friend and think about why. Why is that friend so special to you? Why is that friend so special to you, and why do you think you really enjoy spending so much time with them? So think about that. Think for a second. You can even talk to your family that's watching this story time with you about that friend. What is it that makes that friend so special that you really like to spend so much time with them? Oh gosh, you guys are really thinking. Well, I know you guys, when I first said think of your friends, that means all your friends. So you thought of all friends, right? You thought of friends that are close, that are far. You thought of friends you see sometimes. You thought of friends that you see once in a while. So we have all different kinds of friends that we see. But this one friend that I asked you to really think about is a friend you like to see a lot. So what I left you with was you thinking about why. Why is it? Well, for me, I was thinking of my friend that I really like to see a lot. And one of the things for me that I think the reason is that if I could see them every day, I would, is because we get along really well. We are kind to each other. And we just we enjoy each other's company. I don't know, that's just few of the reasons that I thought of the friend I thought of. Today, the story that I am going to read to you is about just these type of friends that just love to see each other all the time. So, without wasting any more time, I am going to begin to read our story today. It is called Chester's Way. And I will tell you guys, sorry, I just told you the title and then I paused. I thought of this because I know that for some of us, in different parts of the world, some of us are actually getting to start to see friends again, and some of us are having to still see friends on the computer only, or from far away. So I just thought, I know a lot of us are thinking of that friend that if we could, we would spend every day with them, that we probably miss them a little bit. And so that's why I thought of this story today. It's one of my favorite authors. It's not Dr. Seuss, even though he is one of my favorites. This author is called Kevin Henkes, and he wrote this book called Chester's Way. Chester's Way. Let me get my glasses on. Chester's Way by Kevin Henkes. I guess the author is also the illustrator because his name is the only name on the cover. So it's kind of cool. I'm guessing. Yeah, it doesn't say any other name. Chester's Way by Kevin Hankes. Chester's Way. Chester had his own way of doing things. Hello, my name is Chester. I like croquet and peanut butter and making my bed. There's Chester. Do you guys have your own way of doing things? Things that you do things the way you like to do them, and you must do them that way? Are you guys that way? I am that way about some things. Not everything, but some things for sure. Ask my husband Kevin, he would agree. Okay, or ask my friends, it's true. All right, let me just make sure we've got, okay, Chester, yes. Chester had his own way of doing things. He always cut his sandwiches diagonally. He always got out of bed on the same side. And he never left the house without double knotting his shoes. Chester always had the same thing for breakfast, toast with jam and peanut butter. And he always carried a miniature first aid kit in his back pocket, just in case. You definitely have a mind of your own, said Chester's mother. That's one way to put it, said Chester's father. So it shows you the pictures of all the things I said. See, he likes to cut his sandwich diagonally, so the two pieces are in triangles. There he is getting up on the one side of the bed every time, having his breakfast and first aid kit in his back pocket. First aid kit has like band-aids and things like that in case he gets an injury, a little cut. He'll be ready, he'll be prepared. So Chester definitely has his own way of doing things. He likes to do them how he likes to do them, doesn't he? Chester's best friend, let's see about who this best friend is. Chester's best friend, Wilson, was exactly the same way. That's why they were best friends. Chester wouldn't play baseball unless Wilson played, and they never swung at the first pitch or slid head first. Wilson wouldn't ride his bike unless Chester wanted to, and they always used hand signals. If Chester was hungry, Wilson was too. But they rarely ate between meals, so they didn't snack. They didn't want to ruin their appetite. Some days I can't tell those two apart, said Wilson's mother. Me either, said Wilson's father. Chester and Wilson, Wilson and Chester. That's the way it was. These friends have a lot in common. They like a lot of the same things, don't they? No wonder they get along so well. There they are playing games together, riding their bikes with their cool sunglasses. Yeah. Having little, well, they must have, that can't be their meal. They had a little treat. I say they ate between meals a little bit of ice cream, don't you think? Maybe that was their dessert. And the parents are looking at both of them thinking, oh, they do so much the same, it's hard to tell them apart. Makes sense, they get along. They like a lot of the same things, don't they? They love to go on picnics. Once, when Wilson accidentally swallowed a watermelon seed and cried because he was afraid that a watermelon plant would grow inside him, Chester swallowed one too. Don't worry, said Chester. Now, if you grow a watermelon plant, I'll grow one too. He thought if he swallowed a watermelon seed, a watermelon plant would grow in his tummy. It doesn't. Chester duplicated his Christmas list every year. Duplicated means copied. Chester duplicated his Christmas list every year and gave a copy to Wilson because they always wanted the same things anyway. For Halloween, they always dressed as things that went together. Salt and pepper shakers, 2 mittens on a string, ham and eggs. They really are 2 peas in a pod, said Chester's mother. Looks like it, said Chester's father. When they say 2 peas in a pod, they say that because peas in a pod, the vegetable, they look exactly the same. So when people like a lot of the same things, that's what they call them. There they are having a picnic, same Christmas lists. Look at their Halloween costumes, salt and pepper, the mittens. And there they go dressed as 2 peas. Wow, they really like a lot of the same things, don't they? In spring, Chester and Wilson shared the same umbrella. Oh, we've talked about umbrellas before. In winter, they never threw snowballs at each other. In fall, they raked leaves together. And in summer, they reminded each other to wear sunscreen so they wouldn't burn. Aw. They sure are kind to each other and helpful to each other, aren't they? Yeah, they take care of each other. Well, I would want to hang out with these guys for sure. They're really kind to each other. Chester and Wilson, Wilson and Chester. That's the way it was. And then Lily moved into the neighborhood. Well, I wonder what's going to happen there, guys. What do you think? I'm going to pause right there. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to read the rest in a minute. What do you guys think? Someone new's moving into the neighborhood named Lily. Have you ever had somebody new move into your neighborhood or had to meet a new friend? Yeah, sure. Like at school, when you go to school, first day of school sometimes, you meet a lot of new friends then. Recess, just playing at the park. Yeah. How do you guys feel about meeting new friends? So, we were talking about the friend that you want to hang out with all the time, and now we're talking about new friends, new people. How do you guys feel when you are meeting a new friend or a new person? I know, me too. Sometimes I get a little nervous. I do a little bit, but I like it too. Yeah, some of you are like, oh, it's good. Some of us get a little bit nervous because we're not sure. We just don't know that person yet. Yeah. Okay. Well, today, before we find out what happens when Lily moves into the neighborhood, same neighborhood as Chester and Wilson, let's go ahead and get some wiggles out. So go ahead and stand where your feet are. I brought back a game we have not played in a while. It's called the freeze game. I think I played it the very first story time, but I made my freeze game sign out of a toilet paper roll and round pieces of paper and decorated it. So if you see this sign, it says stop and it's red, and that means you must freeze. That means freeze, because when you freeze, you stop like a statue, like this. But then if you see this sign, it says go, and that's green. And like on a traffic light, green means go, right? And red means it means stop. I was freezing to show you. Okay, so get some space. So stand up, get some space for you, but still get close enough so you can see me. And I want you to have space so you can wiggle when I say, hold on a second. Oh, wait, hold on. It does say go. Hold on, let me stop you for a second. Sorry about that. Stay frozen for a second. When I show go, you can wiggle, do whatever moves you want, but then when it goes to stop, you must freeze like a statue. Ready? Okay, give me a thumbs up. Okay, here we go. Ready? Go. Freeze. Go. You can dance in a circle. You can wiggle around. Freeze. Go. Okay, I'm not going to say anything this time. I'm just going to show the sign. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I would have lost there because I smiled. I wasn't frozen. Woo. Okay. So, that was a small wiggle game. Today, before we sit back down to listen to the rest of the story, I would love to revisit another song that I really enjoy called Tootie Ta. Are you ready? Oh, good. You guys know it? If you don't know it, no problem. Just copy what I do. Ready? So you do want to stay standing. Get your thumbs. Ready? Are you ready? Yes? Oh, great. Oh, you guys already have your thumbs up. Okay, here we go. Ready? A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. Your turn. Okay. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. Thumbs up, thumbs up. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. Okay, we got to start over. Ready? What was the first thing I did? Oh yeah. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Now do elbows back, elbows back. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. Thumbs up, good. Elbows back. Feet apart, good job. Here we go. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. Thumbs up, elbows back, elbows back, feet apart, knees together, knees together. Ooh, a tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. Okay, here we go, ready? 2 more moves. Thumbs up, elbows back, feet apart, knees together, tongue out, a tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. All right, last one. Are you ready? Here we go. Thumbs up, elbows back, feet apart, knees together, tongue out, I said, a tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta. Okay, open your eyes. Oh, I couldn't see what you were doing. All right, good job, guys. All right, go ahead and have a seat down wherever you were, either on the carpet, on your floor, on your couch, on your chair, wherever you were sitting before. Great job. Okay, now we have got to find out what happened in Chester and Wilson's neighborhood when Lily moved into the neighborhood. What do you guys had some thoughts, some guesses? Oh yeah. Oh, we'll see if yeah, that might happen. That's true. Let's see. I'll show you the picture. I'm going to reread this last page. Chester and Wilson, Wilson and Chester. That's the way it was. And then Lily moved into the neighborhood. Lily had her own way of doing things. I'm Lily. I am the queen. I like everything. So there's Wilson and Chester, and there's Lily. So she has her own way of doing things. Might be a little bit different than Wilson and Chester. Let's see. She wore band-aids all over her arms and legs to look brave. She talked backwards to herself sometimes so no one would know what she was saying. And she never left the house without one of her nifty disguises. Lily waved at all the cars that passed by, even if she didn't know who was in them. And she always carried a loaded squirt gun in her back pocket, just in case. So she always had a water gun with her, full of water. She definitely has a mind of her own, said Chester. That's one way to put it, said Wilson. There's Lily, with Band-Aids all over her, talking backwards to herself, little disguises she's wearing. And these two, Chester and Wilson, don't know what to think. Let's see. When Lily asked Chester and Wilson to play, they said they were busy. When she called them up on the phone, they disguised their voices and said they weren't home. If Lily was walking on one side of the street, Chester and Wilson crossed to the other side and hid. She's something else, said Chester. Looks like it, said Wilson. So she was different, liked to do things differently than they did. And they were having a hard time. Look at her. She's dressed in one of her disguises. Look at They were not too sure about how they felt about how she liked to do things. I wonder what's going to happen. One day, while Chester and Wilson were practicing their hand signals, some older boys rode by popping wheelies. They circled Chester and Wilson and yelled personal remarks. So they weren't being very nice, I don't think. No, Chester and Wilson didn't know what to do. Just when they were about to give up hope, a fierce-looking cat with horrible fangs jumped out of the bushes and frightened the older boys away. Oh, interesting. A cat? Look, there's the boys being rude to Chester and Wilson. And look at that cat. It has a water gun. And what do you notice about those boots? Do you think that's an actual cat? Oh, some of you are thinking, you might think it's... Okay, I won't say it. Let's see. Are you who I think you are? Chester asked the cat. Of course, the cat replied. Thank you, Lily, said Chester. The cat was Lily dressed up. She was dressed up like a cat. You're welcome, Chester, said Lily. Thank you, Lily, said Wilson. You're welcome, Wilson, said Lily. I'm glad you were wearing a disguise, said Chester, and I'm glad you had your squirt gun, said Wilson. I always do, said Lily, just in case. Oh, see? So even though they were not sure and they were still not trying to be her friend right away, she helped them out, didn't she? Because that's how she likes to do things. Afterward, Chester invited Lily over for lunch. You have a muscle mouse cup, said Lily. Of course, said Chester. I do too, said Lily. Same here, said Wilson. Chester and Wilson cut their sandwiches diagonally. Lily asked Chester's mother if she had cookie cutters, and she made stars and flowers and bells. Well, that's neat, said Chester. Wow, said Wilson. They had never seen that before, but they thought it was neat. It was different, but they enjoyed it. And even though they were different, they all had that same muscle mouse cup. So they had, some things were different, some were the same. That night, Lily invited Chester and Wilson to sleep over. You have a nightlight? Asked Chester. Of course, said Lily. I do too, said Chester. Same here, said Wilson. Chester and Wilson wanted toast with jam and peanut butter for breakfast the next morning. Boring, said Lily. Try this instead. Ooh, this is good, said Chester. Wow, said Wilson. There's Lily's sandwiches. See, that's how she cut them with the cookie cutters, different shapes. And then there they are, realizing, oh, she has a nightlight too, just like us. And then this was the different breakfast that Lily introduced them to. So Lily introduced them to some different things that they actually found, that they liked. After that, when Lily asked Chester and Wilson to play, they said yes. When she called them up on the phone, they had pleasant conversations. And if Lily was walking on one side of the street, Chester and Wilson waved and ran to catch up with her. Chester and Wilson taught Lily hand signals, and she taught them how to pop wheelies. Lily taught Chester and Wilson how to talk backwards, and they taught her how to double knot her shoes. So even though we're different, we can help teach each other new things. That's the best part. Look at that. Some days I can't tell those three apart, said Lily's mother. Me either, said Lily's father. Chester and Wilson and Lily. Lily and Wilson and Chester. That's the way it was. For Halloween, they dressed as the three blind mice. For Christmas, Lily gave Chester and Wilson nifty disguises, and they gave her a box of multicolored shoelaces, extra long for double knotting. They loved to go on picnics. When Chester and Wilson told Lily about how they had when Chester and Wilson told Lily about how they had each swallowed a watermelon seed once, Lily swallowed 3 of them. I'll grow a watermelon plant for each of us, she said. In spring, Chester and Wilson and Lily shared the same umbrella. In winter, they never threw snowballs at each other. In fall, they raked leaves together. And in summer, they reminded each other to wear sunscreen so they wouldn't burn. Chester and Wilson and Lily. Lily and Wilson and Chester. That's the way it was. Oh, so look at that. At the beginning, it was just 2, and now it's 3. And then Victor moved into the neighborhood. Uh-oh, another new friend. A new person for them to meet and get to know. Wow, that was a great book. Did you notice how it started with Chester and Wilson and they knew each other really well? So they were really comfortable with each other. Then Lily moved in. At first, when we meet new people, they're different than us, or they're new, and we're just trying to get to know them. But even though they're different, they also have things that are the same as us. Like Lily's had a nightlight. They all had nightlights. And then the different things that different friends bring to us are new experiences that we might have never tried before. And I do talk about this a lot, but it's true. So even though you get comfortable with the friends that you've known for a long time, don't be afraid to meet new people. Don't be afraid to try and learn something about somebody new. It's sometimes nervous, yes, but it's a good idea to do because as a person, you'll learn something too. So, the one thing that I wanted today for our activity, I don't have a craft, but I've been talking about friends a lot, and I know that in some places in the world, you're not able to go and play with your friends, in person. So today I wanted to show you some fun games that you can play on like Skype or just face-to-face with a friend, even though you're not in the same home, like face-to-face meaning on a screen. But I just thought it would be fun to teach you some games that maybe you would enjoy playing with your very good friend or a new friend or somebody that needs a friend, and you thought maybe you'd help them out by playing a game with them. Anyway, you can also play these games at home with your family. But the good thing about games is it helps friends also learn how to take turns, and it teaches us how to win and how to lose with kindness. And know that when we play a game, sometimes we'll win, sometimes we'll lose, and it's okay, because guess what? You can just play again if you want. Okay, so just so you know, whenever you do play a game with a friend and you've played the game and you're done, and you're gonna have to go to bed, or you've got to go eat dinner and you've got to go, and you guys have to say goodbye, then you tell each other, oh, nice game, I'll play again next time, or can't wait to play next time, even if maybe you didn't do so well. Okay? You want to be a good sport. All right, so here we go. First game I want to show you, it's called What's Missing. Now, this game, what you do is you get family help, you get like a tray, and you find about 10 items. Now, if you're younger, if you and your friend are younger, it can be like 5 items, just depending on the age. And what you do is you put the items so that your friend can look at them for about, I don't know, I would try it for, you just decide, like you let them look at it and then you take it away. So for example, I'm about to show you some items. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items on my tray. You need to look at the items really carefully and remember what's there, because then I'm going to move the camera away from the items and I'm going to take one item away, and then I will show you the items again and you have to tell me what is missing. Are you ready? Okay. You got your eyes, get your eyes laser focused. Here we go, friends. All right, here comes my tray. Let's see if you can see everything. Yes, you can. Okay. So like I said, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items. Look carefully at the items. Make sure you remember everything that's there. All right, boom. So you might do a timer. You could do a timer for like 20 seconds or something, just so that you keep the time the same for each player. And the other friend would also have a tray of their own things, just so you know. But since we can't see each other, I can only do it on my side. So you guys looked. Okay, I'll let you look one more time because I started talking. Sorry. Okay, here we go, friends. All right. Okay, are you ready? All right, I am going to take one of the items away. All right, now I'm going to show you the tray of items again, and you have to guess what was missing. What is missing? Here it goes. Ready? Here we go. Do you guys see what's missing? Ooh! Some of you think you know what's missing. Okay. Some of you are like, I know. Some of you are like, oh, I can't remember what was there. Like you might see the space where there was something and your brain cannot remind you what it was. That's okay. It's just a fun game. All right, are you ready? I'll tell you what was missing. And what you can do is you can leave it and then you can take something else away, or you can just put it back and then take another item. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to show you. This is what I took away. Yellow crayon. All right, I'm going to put it back. All right, I'm going to show it to you again. Okay. All right, let's do... Okay, ready? I didn't set the timer, but I should have. Sorry. And see, and one thing that I should have showed you before, did you see when I took the item away before? I did it without looking down. So one reason for that is because you notice when I looked down, I looked at an item I was going to take, it shows your friend the direction of where you're taking down, so it's like a clue. So I try not to give clues. I try to be real sneaky that way and not give a clue as to what I'm taking away. All right, are you guys ready? Here we go. Let's see if you know. What is missing? I think I just gave you the answer on accident. Okay, yes, it was the tennis ball. Very good job. Okay, now since I'm just showing you how to play this, obviously you would take turns. So if I let you look and then I tell you the answer, I put it down, then you would show me your tray and let me look at it for about 20 seconds. Depending on the age, it's up to you, just as a family, to decide how long and how many items. So that's one game you could play with a friend on screen, like on Skype, or do a FaceTime. You can also play a game called, I had a game list going on here that I wrote down because I thought I love to play games with friends. Okay, another one that you can play is called I Spy. Have you guys ever played I Spy before? So I was going to do it with color. So I would say I spy with my little, and I can't really see into your house, and your friend can't see everywhere in the house. So basically, like if I'm starting, I would say, I spy with my little eye something green. And then the friend I'm playing with has to go find something green in the house and bring it back to the computer to show me, but in a certain time. Like you can do it by a timer, or, get help with family. I mean, just like that. And then once that friend brings it, then they do their turn, and they say, I spy with my little eye something that's red. And then I would have to go run and find something that's red real fast, and I would run, and then I'd bring it, and I'd be like, here it is. I found something red. And they'd be like, good job. And then it'd be my turn, and I would say, I spy with my little eye something that's purple, So that's another idea. You can also play, it's an oldie but goodie. So if you've never heard of this game, it used to, when I played it, used to call it Mother May I. And there's a person that is the leader of the game, that's Mother, and then the other player is the player. And so that it used to be called Mother May I, but now it's kind of cool and I kind of like it more. Is the person that's the leader of the game they can be their own name. Like you as the leader, if you're the leader for first, like if you say, okay, I'm going to lead first for this game, you can say, I want to be called, I don't know, if you're a fan of superheroes, you could be like, I want to be called Batman. So, okay, so I'm going to be called Batman. And you would sit at the screen. Your friend, you have to do this, if you set this up with a friend, you have to do this in a room where the screen has room to where you can be at one end. There's room to move from one end of the room to the other, because the way it works is, if I said I was going to be Batman, so I would give a direction to my friend who is standing on the, like, far away from their screen, because their goal is try to make it to the screen, which is me. I'm Batman. They're trying to make it to Batman because I call myself Batman. But I would give a direction, like, let's say my friend is standing and I'd say, please take 2 steps. They have to say to me, Batman, may I? So they're asking for permission to move. So I would give the direction. Let's say my friend's name is Fred. I would say, Fred, take 2 steps forward. And they cannot move until they say, Batman, may I? And then I say, yes, you may. Once I say, yes, you may, then they can take those 2 steps forward. Then I give another direction. Like I might say, Fred, take 1 hop forward. So if they hop without saying, Batman, may I? And waiting for me to say, yes, you may, if they hop first without asking for permission, then they have to go all the way back to their starting point and start again. So like I would put a piece of tape down on, you know, however, so that they know where the starting point is. And their goal is to make it to where their computer screen is, because that's where I am, where the leader is. And so you just give different commands, like you say, oh, Batman, since I'm Batman, or Mother, you know, whatever. The leader will just give a direction like, wiggle, not wiggle, I'm sorry. You might say, do 2 jumping jacks forward. And you say, what would you have to say to me before you move? Right. Batman, may I? Because I wanted to be called Batman. Batman, may I? And I would say, yes, you may. Then you can do the 2 jumping jacks forward. But that's another idea. You can also play virtual hide and seek, which is kind of like 20 questions. So I think of a place in my head that I'm gonna hide. You can narrow it down to a room, or you can just, actually it doesn't really matter because they don't know your house. So you would just think of a spot in your head, in your house area, that you would hide, and they can ask questions. Like they would ask, are you in the kitchen? Are you, they're asking you. And if they can ask you 20 questions, or 10, however you want to do it. And if they guess the place you were thinking that you were hiding, then they found you. And I believe, and the freeze game. If you guys want to play the freeze game, it's just kind of a fun way you could play. Like the leader could be the turner, or you both could play. That's kind of just a fun, silly game. You also could play Pictionary. If you think of something and you want to draw the picture, and then you show it to your friend and they try to guess what you drew, and that's it. So that's a simple type of Pictionary. So you think, oh, and you're the drawer, and you show it to your friend, and your friend tries to guess, and if they're wrong, then you can add, maybe you can make 2 more tries to add, more detail, or you could give clues. It's just for fun, just to have fun with your friends as much as you can, to see them, because we do enjoy our friends. I think my favorite is the What's Missing game. So good luck. I hope that some of these games are fun for you. You can play these games with your family, actually, at your house, or your home, or outside. But let me know how your What's Missing game goes, because to me that was really fun. I like to test my brain to see if it can remember what it sees. I hope you guys are doing well. Please take care of yourselves. Keep your hands clean. Do your social distancing. And I can't wait to see you again next week. Take care, and I hope all your friends are doing well. And don't forget, don't be afraid to meet someone new. See you next week. Bye-bye. Oh, I almost forgot to sing my song. Okay, good. I didn't get off yet. Here we go. Goodbye to you. Goodbye to you. Goodbye, dear readers. Goodbye to you. Okay, see you guys later. Bye.